Well, hello, my friends. You have just arrived in time. We have annexed Togo and taken down their terrible dictator. Now I am the only president of Liberia. So great work, guys. We've actually managed to take this area. We've also got a few of our regions, 2 of our regions so far, which have converted to Protestantism. So maybe if we can get all of our regions to start converting, and sadly, the amount of social social engineering, you could call it, in this game is not as big as like in a game like Victoria 2, where you really can socially engineer a country, as far as I know. But I would love to cut down the population, because right now, we really aren't Liberians. We're really mostly Guineas. It's mostly people from Guinea here. And I'll actually find the nationalities here. We can take a quick look. And as you can see, of course, our culture is the culture of the Niger Congo, which really helps. But if you see the ethnicity of the people, we have so many different ethnicities. It's mostly Fulani, but there's a lot of different tribes. Ewe, Mende, Senuto, Kru, Mande, Fulani, of course. So the Mande and the Fulani are really in the majority. Those are the guys that we need to focus on. But guys, you have already told me what you want to see, and I know that you guys want to see me go ahead and declare war on Benin already in Porto Novo. And this is actually a Portuguese name, so I'm wondering if Benin perhaps actually has some Portuguese roots, Portuguese colonization roots, I guess you could say. Because that name sounds very familiar. Now, as you can see, this is our 18th army. You remember, guys, how huge this army used to be? Now, all of the cavalry has been shot down in previous battles. A lot of the men are dead now, and the army's not nearly as big as it used to be. But that's okay. We're going to move to Atlantique and declare war on Benin here. And once again, the military PowerPoints are wrong, and I keep forgetting to show you guys the original screen. I'm going to show you, because right now we are actually I believe 60th in the world militarily, and 20th in the world production-wise. We are producing more than many first world nations at this point. And in fact, we just got to Accra. We might as well get a power station going. And over here, let's see, in Togoland, we might as well also build some stuff. We've got no orders here. Build some low rail density, why not? It always takes us a long time to build the low rail density, but you cannot build diamonds from shit. Well, you can, but it takes a lot of work and some really good scientists. All right, over here, I'm going to go ahead and actually, haven't built a recruitment center in a while, but I think we're going to go for a university. Like I said, we've got enough military. We should be able to move into this region of Togoland, Borgu, without any fight at all, and we've got reinforcements on the way. So let's see how the first day of battle begins, and there we go, already taking a major amount of land, and the Kingdom of the Upper Volta is right above us. We also have this tiny, tiny kingdom right here. I'm going to take a look at it. It might be of some interest to us here in the future, because I might want to take it over. It looks glorious. Gloriously desert-like, which I'm not crazy about, but you know what, we'll look at it anyway. So the Kingdom of the Upper Volta, of course, but this is the kingdom I was talking about. I'm not familiar with this at all. The Kingdom of Hausaland, and it sounds almost Dutch. We're going to be able to go ahead and attack them, but let's see how our army is doing here. Alright, 11-5, and we are taking no casualties, so it's safe to say that the Benin army is not the greatest force in the world, unfortunately for them. So there we go. We're also going to move Atlantique to the move order here. And I'm going to make sure that all of our provinces are producing something. Of course, we've got this army up here, and suddenly, all of the troops we have don't seem so bad, because we actually have a lot of other stuff too. And there we go, we're going to build a technological center. We're still building a power station in Conakry and a power station in Bissau. We are going to get this country lit up, and not in a bad way, in a good way. Also, I'll go ahead and get a fishery. With the more people, we're going to need more and more food. It looks like there's a little shark there. Maybe it's a tuna. But it looks delicious anyway. I cannot wait to see it on my plate. All right, 406, come on. So this should be a pretty easy war to wrap up. And look at that, Libya, as you guys can see, it is the post-Gaddafi flag. Remember, guys, we are playing the Modern World mod. So all of these countries, besides the ones that have been created in this game, of which there are many, are from the modern world, which is really awesome. And one thing I love about the Making History series. Okay, Kingdom of Caucasia was founded and declared independence from Russia. And guys, we have seen so many small kingdoms declare war against Russia, which is really funny. However, we've got some problems. The pagan population has rioted. Now, this is interesting. Support for democracy has increased within the government of the Liberian Republic. And trust me, I do not like democracy. Very corrupt system, of course. But you know what? If we can get some support for a democracy instead of a theocracy, we might not be doing so bad. Of course, as you can see, 1%, that's very low. Whereas our support for the theocracy is 56%. But remember, it used to be 80%, and now it's 84%. Well, it's still pretty high. But we need to get that down, and maybe we could switch to a democracy eventually if it comes down to that. I'm actually going to jump into this and increase some propaganda, increase some of our support of religion, increase some of our social welfare programs. We want to make people love our dictatorship. Education funding. We want to make our people smart as well, and there we go. I think that's good for now. Let us end the turn and win our war in Benin. Glorious Benin. I cannot wait to start a new vacation home there. Alright, for Kingdom of the Upper Volta, we're going to need to really set up here on the border. So I'm probably going to bring the rest of our army down here and just start setting up. This might be a bit of a larger war. Kind of, I think so far the biggest war we've had is against Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast. So it might be a war kind of like that. Because these guys, they don't look like much. But they've got a lot of land and they probably have some decent troops too. I'm actually going to move one of our units into Casamance. And the rest of our guys I will send over here to the border. I might even start building some more troops, guys. I mean, throughout these wars, we have lost a lot of troops. Finally, we can use our roads, and that lets us know that a lot of men have fallen, taking the glorious land for Liberia. But you know what? Sacrifices must be made. Am I right, guys? So we're actually going to move these guys into Atlantique. And so far, we're doing really well in this war. We're taking no casualties. Basically, our men are steamrolling the enemy here in Benin. And I think we can take one more dictatorship out. So far, we've taken 5 dictatorships out, 1 democracy. I like to think we're actually doing a service to the African people. Okay. Okay, nice. I like to see those trucks on the move. These guys are still in Casamance just to watch the situation unfold, make sure nothing's going to go crazy. Excuse me, guys. And I am going to build something at the barracks, just some light cavalry. It's really not going to help us too much, especially since right now infantry is the main force. But we'll do what we got to do for now. I love to see those trucks on the move. Our roads are open. And of course, our people are working very hard. I almost said slaves, but this is not dictatorship. It only sounds like one. But they're working very hard to make our country great. And that's awesome. Here we go. Let's get right there on the border of Kingdom of the Upper Volta. And support for nationalism has increased. Now, this is not necessarily something I want. I mean, if you guys could think about it, nationalism in a state with like 20 different cultures, I'm not so sure that's going to work out. But we're going to need to get away from this dictatorship eventually. If not just to be noticed by the rest of the world. Right now, the Europeans won't trade with us. The Americans won't trade with us. We haven't tried trading with fellow Africans, but I might try that soon. The automotive industry, that'd be pretty cool. Military industrialization 3 would be amazing, but I think I'm going to go for infantry weapons too. We are still, of course, a military power. I mean, we have been at war since the creation of our country, so I don't see any reason to stop yet. We will focus on building our country up once we have conquered all of Africa. And of course, if we wanted to go for a major attack, we could go for Nigeria, which would be amazing. Of course, Nigeria, I bet, is very well prepared for an attack. And I think we should focus on these 2 countries, Kingdom of the Upper Volta, and of course, the Kingdom of Hausaland, in these next battles. Okay, so far so good. I'm thinking about getting some more military, but I'm not 100% sure about it, although I think it probably wouldn't hurt to get maybe one more infantry unit out here. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got a technology center being built, which is awesome. In fact, I'll grab some engineers. They're even more useful than regular infantry, and they're going to assist us in breaking through these tough cities here. And of course, we should be able to take Benin in no time. Should be celebrating our victory before the end of this particular episode. At least I hope hope so. And there we go, guys. Benin is crushed. We've taken over. And I guess now we have to focus on attacking Kingdom of the Upper Volta, right above us. I'm not sure we want to stop. I think attacking continuously is probably a good thing. But before we attack, like I said, I want to make sure we're on those borders so all of our units can attack at once. Russia destroyed that Kingdom of Caucasia. That was a short-lived monarchist revolution, and they annexed it, of course. Well done. And we're going to be annexing Benin. I really wanted to try a puppet government out, but you know what? We can wait. And, of course, we are stealing all of the gold in Africa. It's wonderful. Let's make sure these guys stay put. Reposition. No. Cancel. I want you to stay there. I want these guys to move to Togoland. These guys move to Borgu. Same with these guys over here. And with our main army, we will move to Togoland, and then... Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, good. And then with this army, we'll move over here to Dagbon. I'm also going to take this army and move it to Dagbon. So we're going to try to get nice and set up here. We've still got riots in Casamanque. Not really too much we could do about that right now, except wait and hope for the best. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Join the glorious Liberian army. Did I just say Liberian army? Liberian army, and go for glory. All right, here we go. We don't care about the Estonians. Again, I am amazed this area right here in the center, I believe it's Mali, has just been at war for the entire time we have been playing this game. It's quite amazing. Russia declared war on Idil Hurai. Now, Idil Hurai was another kingdom that broke away from the Russians. I guess you'd call it like modern-day Chechnya, excuse me, guys, and that's interesting to see that happening. So here we go, guys. It's time to attack Kingdom of the Upper Volta, but of course, I'm going to let my war ministers, you guys, decide whether or not we should, but I do believe that that's going to be our next plan of action to get a victory here. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you are continuing to enjoy this series. You've been so supportive so far, and I hope you'll keep it up. Thanks for watching, take care, and have an awesome, awesome day.